Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. It is 27 minutes past the hour on this 15th day of August. And welcome to hashtag Truth Be Told / JD Live. We're just not to be likened to our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, but we may not show up when you want us, but we right on time, right on time, right on time. Listen, family, good morning. It is Freedom and Fun Friday, better known as Friday. Thank God that I got some real friends because I'm telling y'all, have you ever been in that good comatose type sleep that you really can't recover from? That's why we went out at 6 o'clock. It's all yours truly's fault because I was in la la land. But thank God, I got folk who look out for a brother. Speaking about looking out for a brother, we're broadcasting live on Facebook Live, Instagram, and on YouTube. You can catch us on all platforms at the JDMS, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LK Media. So it's time for me to tell you, bring in the man. That's what good brothers, everybody need a good brother in his life. Y'all, brother Antonio Cope, better known as brother Bowtie. My brother, good morning to you, my friend. How you doing?
Man, all is well. Good morning, Joe. I was like, man, where Joe at? Man, I
This
had to
ain't,
give you a
this ain't
phone
like my
call to
brother,
wake you
man.
up.
This ain't like my brother, man. You right.
Yeah, man.
Hey,
I had to call you. I said, nah, this ain't like Joe.
man, I had woke up during the night, because of my occupation, had a situation I was dealing with. And I said, man, all I can do, I can grab a quick nap. Yeah, that quick nap kind of lasted a little bit longer than it should have lasted. So, family, my apologies that we were running late. To be exact, Elijah probably will be popping up in here, hopefully within the next couple of minutes. And if he does, we're gonna go straight to sports. If he don't, we're gonna talk about whatever we need to talk about on this Freedom and Fun Friday. First things first, seems to be to all my brothers and sisters in DC, man, I am praying for y'all because I don't know what they're doing there. It seems to be 815 National Guard troops have been deployed into DC to help with policing. And it seems to be they called somebody into a position where they can literally be the police chief of DC without them being chosen by the people, chosen by the mayor. They're just the person appointed to watch over these troops as they begin to do the job of policing in DC. And hmm, it's just, hey, pay attention, y'all. I've been telling y'all, pay attention. Good morning, good morning. Let's see who we got in here. Willie Pickens, good morning to you. Jules Wall, good morning to you. Everybody on Facebook and on Instagram, I see y'all jumping in. Good morning to you. Sorry I was running a little late. Welcome to hashtag Truth Be Told, JD Live. Another reason I probably was running late, to be honest with y'all, is because we are getting ready also for a major election in one of the municipalities that I don't live in, but I work in, about 30 minutes away from me to the north, a place called Opelousas, Louisiana. And I want to encourage people, because tomorrow is election day. I want to encourage people to go out and vote. And though I can't tell you what to vote or how to vote, I will tell you this. I encourage you to go vote yes, because it is a renewal of a tax. Now, the tax is a tax that was on the book for 50 years. It fell off the book because of some people not paying attention, and that needs to be addressed and that needs to be held accountable. However, when they did catch the situation, they did put the tax back up for renewal on the books. And now it's an old tax that's really now technically a new tax, but it's the same old tax. And here's the end game of the tax. The tax is 25% of the operating budget of that city. And let me say the following. If you say no to that tax, you're taking away 25% of the operational budget of that city. That's not how you move a city forward, by taking away critical funding that deals with infrastructure, that deals with emergency services. You're taking away critical funding. And I could only say it like this. If you think the city's bad now, let that 25% get taken away. Better yet, just ask yourself this. If all of a sudden 25% of your income was taken away, could you make it? Could you make it? as I said, 32 minutes past the hour. We're going to get into some conversation and some banter, but look like I ain't the only one just waking up. Look at this. Look at my man. Look at my man. Well, that look like you got one of them Linus blankets around you, bruh. Everybody, Elijah Nixon is sports. Elijah, what's happening, man? What's happening in the sports world? Football is back.
He look like he should be on a promotional video for blankets or something.
Right. Is that the snuggle blanket? Is that what we're doing today?
It's all like a little living room blanket, but it's cold in here this morning. I'm like, dang. We got that AC on low. I ain't never had this.
So that other individual must like it cold in the house, huh?
She do. She absolutely do.
I know how that problem is, my brother. Brother, me and you have the same problem. I promise you.
Getting into it, man. First of all, Tennessee soccer wins last night. I mean, before we get into the real deal, Tennessee soccer beat the #1 team in the nation last night. They beat University of North Carolina. The women's soccer team is off to a good start. I don't know. Now let's see if the boys football team can do something. Let's see if they can do something. But getting into we've been talking about the WNBA a lot lately. It's the WNBA turned down a deal that would have quadrupled their pay minimum of $66K to $250K maximum, where players could have made $250K to $1 million, and they felt that was a slap in the face. Now, what they did say that they appreciate that the league expansion is going, but they want to make sure that these guys continue to invest into the WNBA and things of that nature. So, do you guys feel like that is a slap in the face? That up to $1 million, $250K to up to $1 million. Do you feel like that's a slap in the face for WNBA players?
I mean, WNBA is like the hottest thing out there right now. The numbers and the ratings, but you got to get people to get behind it in sponsorships. And actually, I think the WNBA is going through its growing pains, like the NBA went through its growing pains, and I think right now it's just going through its growing pains, and they need to negotiate the best negotiations they can to get the best contract they can. And hey, it's hard for me to say, brother. It's hard for me to say. I just know that everything has its growing pains. Like your football had its growing pains. I know the NBA had its growing pains, and there's so many people who try to start so much. Didn't McMahon try to start a football league and it failed, like a WWE football league? So it's right, the FXL, and it's so easy to fail. Right now, isn't there another football league outside of the NFL that's kind of between college and like if you really can't make the NFL, you go to
Arena, and they have Arena League, and they have
whatever the one the Rock got, right?
Right, the Rock got. That's right. Smell what the Rock is cooking. So and once again, when you take people out of they
actually have the American Football League too.
Yeah. So and then you got the Canadian Football League. I think they're still in effect. And these people are folks who their occupation, be it part-time or whatever, is to play the sport and to get paid. And the success of them getting wherever they get is how they negotiate TV deals, sponsorship deals. So I think the WNBA is one of the hottest things out there, and I think you should pay them women what they worth. Pay them. Ladies. That's what I say. CTC, cut the check.
I'm with you. I think so too. I just think what they need. I think they need a promotional thing. I think they probably need and then they need like a Netflix documentary to follow them around, so we could really get an insight of the WNBA or something like that. Because
I think they're doing a great job at marketing. I'm be honest with you. I actually like it sometimes when they show them walking into the stadium. It's very more entertaining than
the game.
Watching the men. I mean, like, of course, I'm a man, so I'm attracted to women. But man, some of them sisters, I'd be like,
I'm loving watching them walk in.
Yeah, I'd be like, man, you don't need to play basketball. You did enough just walking into the stadium, baby.
hey, but I think, hold it. But somebody, I think it was you, brother Bowtie, that brought it up, or somebody brought up they should lower the goals.
Yeah, I said that.
Hey, I now agree with that more than ever. It's got to be something that makes you go, ooh.
They're for sure missing a spark. They're missing a spark.
They need a ooh, They need to where a boom shakalaka. They need like the NBA Jam video game. He's on fire.
That's what those ladies need. I look at it like this. They need to and I don't know if they have a player association union like the NBA or the NFL, but if they don't, they sure enough need to work on it. But there's always improvement and steps that you want to take. Meaning like the highest paid person right now is Caitlin Clark. But from my understanding, she's the only person who probably make over 250K a year right now in the league. But
Mm.
mostly everybody don't make that, at all. Some I think it
And
was one.
that's league pay. Now pay attention, y'all. There's a difference between league pay, NIL contracts that they still
Mhm,
got from college, and sponsorship pay. So there's
mhm,
difference. Understand her and Bayou Barbie, Angel Reese, they making
mhm.
big time money. They just ain't making big time money from the sport itself. They're
Yeah.
making big time money from other places.
Yeah, what LeBron make in a week, that's what they make in a year, pretty much. But
And
but so that's one thing. And second thing is you have to be satisfied with a step forward. I see if it was a step backwards. So if the WNBA is saying, hey, this is what we'll do. We're willing to move the goalpost from this to 250K to $1 million. Okay, that's a step forward. That's not a step backwards. Now I get it. You probably want the 12 or the 20 millions or the $40 million a year, like the LeBron or the Chris Paul and stuff like that. But you're moving a step forward. So you move a step forward in 3 or 4 years. Oh, you could go back to it and say, okay, this is how we want it now. Now we want it to be from 4 million to 12 million or 20 million or whatnot. And it's a step forward. As I said, it's a progress. It's not like you're not taking a step forward. I'm not saying they're not worth 2 or 3 or 4 million dollars. That's not my argument. I'm just saying you got to look at the progress forward. I assume that the conversation wasn't even had before this year or last year about anybody making $1 million in the WNBA a year.
so
But
let me say this. I want to
there's
say
a
this.
million dollars on the table right now, though.
Right, right. Let me say this, Elijah. I'm sure if you went back to some of those old NFL players, because like I said, it's growing pains, it's progression, it's evolution. If you go back to some of those old, because I know some old NFL players, and some of them tell me, man, I wish I could have came in the league like these youngsters come in the league today. Everything evolves. They got their beginning growing pains of the WNBA. The WNBA is still very much new. So they're going through their growing pains of how do we do contract negotiations. And that has to do with who's in the front office. The players can say what the players need to say because they're the ones out there playing. But that has to do with the people that are in the front office, the people who are running the WNBA, and how are they using their marketing team, their experts to work on getting folks to invest into this great game that these ladies play that is showing a lot of potential. How do they monetize it? And then that money trickles down to the player.
Yeah. Another way to look at this, ownership, like those players that left, the Lisa Leslies, the Candace Parkers, and stuff like that, I guarantee if they start buying a team, they can negotiate some fundings for sure. Or they can invest, even the active players try to invest into some of the sponsorship or create their own product that they can say, hey, we can do this, like vitamin water or Celsius water, stuff like that. They say, hey, I want to team up. I want to market. I want you guys to create a drink after me. And I guarantee you they'll come back to the owners will come back to the table and say, nah, you guys making a lot of endorsement money. Like, we need you to brand and focus on the WNBA. We need you to talk more about the WNBA than you talk about Celsius water or Powerade or Gatorade or whatnot. And I don't know how the contracts are structured, but I assume that contract is not structured as aggressive as the NBA, because I see oftentimes in WA that the women can do a lot of things that the NBA can't do. So, but there are so many things that they can do to market themselves. And I think the Netflix series would be a dope idea as well. I totally agree with you, Elijah. I think that would bring more exposure. But I always stick to what I always say is the issue with the WNBA. And the issue has always been the women. Like, even when you look at the ratings now, yeah, they have more supporters, they have more viewers, but it's still mostly men that are watching the game. So they have to make the game seem fun to women. And I don't want to say this because I don't want. Well, I'm gonna say it anyway, but I don't want to offend no one when I say this. But I believe the issue oftentimes when it comes to women being entertained by the WNBA is that there's an issue with the sexuality of the sport because like more than half of the league are part of the LGBTQ community. So I think they need to do a balance of marketing it to the people who's part of the community and the people that's not part of the community and find some way that they can both connect. Because just showing them, I don't think a heterosexual woman will find entertainment in a woman who's part of the community playing basketball. And it's like the
Uh,
same with us. It's like the same with
uh,
us with football. We don't
uh,
find
uh,
nah, Joe. I don't think we'll find
uh.
entertainment
I
if
I
we
I
was the
I don't want to go down that rabbit hole because that's kind of hard. That's almost saying like, but then why do men watch football? Well, we watch men in
in
hardcore
tights.
sports and right and don't say a word. You get what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
well, I wouldn't say that, Joe. Look at Michael. What his name? Michael Smith. What's the
Michael
guy?
Sam,
What's the
the defensive end,
huh?
the defensive end from Missouri.
Yeah. Like he got drafted first round by the Cowboys, and he didn't even
No,
make it out
no,
of preseason
no. He got drafted seventh
by
round
the Rams.
by the Rams, and then
By the Rams, and y'all
they,
traded him.
yeah, they tried to get him to do a whole soap opera with the Oprah Network during
Yeah,
preseason about being
yeah,
a gay man in the NFL, and
And he
yeah.
Mr.
said no.
Not in here. We ain't
Right.
And
doing
it
that
went
here.
over, and
Mm,
when
mm.
he went to
We-
Dallas, and Jerry
Yeah,
said, "Not here."
we ain't doing that here. I don't blame him. I was cool because I think he won SEC Defensive Player of the Year that year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did.
I was cool with him. You know, I was like, oh, he came in as a 6th or 7th rounder or whatever. But the thing is, hey, dog. I mean, I know you're the first openly gay
Hmm.
player. Well, this ain't a soap opera. We trying to win
Yeah.
games. We ain't here to bring no
Hey,
cameras in here to show
hey,
you.
And
I'm
that's not a
glad.
takeaway from his talent. I
Oh,
mean,
not at
like
all.
he was a beast.
Not up in here, brother. Like
Hey.
that ain't got nothing to
I'm
do
glad
with the team.
I'm glad you brought up what you brought up because it's gonna make me transition to something we need to talk about. One, Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys.
Mhm.
Guess what? Somebody said something yesterday that blew my mind about the Cowboys. They said anytime a Cowboy fan says anything about the Cowboys, they should say the following. This is for entertainment purposes only. Because we ain't here to win. We ain't here to win. We here to entertain. And this is for entertainment purposes only. When it comes to the Dallas Cowboys, if you look at them right now, they are for entertainment purposes only. They're not there to win because they're not doing what NFL teams need to do to win. Period. This Michael Parsons and this Jerry Jones thing ain't nothing but for entertainment purposes only, especially from
So
the side
what
of
you
Jerry Jones.
Joe? What you saying, Joe? Are you trying to say that we should get some shirts made with the Dallas Cowboy star and put on it? Are you not entertained yet?
That's it. That's what we need to do because they are purely for entertainment purposes only. Because Jerry Jones don't want to win. He just want to entertain. And he kind of done said it. Man, I love the drama. Guess what, old man? Let me tell you something. Other folks out there, especially Cowboy fans, which I am not one of, want you to win. Even watch this. Hold on. Even Denzel Washington with hype man Spike Lee on first take said, "Hey, Jared, catch this. All money ain't good money. Man, pay that man what you need to pay that man, and let's move on." But no, you want to show that I'm the grand Jerry Jones, and you don't do what I do unless I tell you to do it. Guess what, bro? Stay your ass in the front office and let your coaches coach, let your players play, and get some championships and make the people who support the Dallas Cowboys happy. Until you do that, brother, That's why I'm mad at the Pittsburgh Steelers in their front office right now. Regardless of what happens to Shedeur in Cleveland, Shedeur should have never made it to Cleveland. He should have been right behind Aaron Rodgers as the number 2 quarterback. And I said what I said. And if Steelers, you don't like it, reach out for me and let me show you what I'm talking about.
Well, I think the Dallas Cowboys for every game they say, "Hey, this is for entertainment purpose only. This is
Right.
fictional sports. It's entertainment, like the
Right.
WWF.
Hold it. Yeah, every Cowboy fan I see when they start talking about it's their season, I'm gonna say, yeah, you saying that for entertainment purposes only.
Mm.
Boy, they about to get drove from me every time I see them. I'm gonna say, hey, bro, y'all ain't seen a Super Bowl since the VHS was popular. Y'all know y'all talking noise because this is for entertainment purposes only. I am entertained when y'all tell me it's again your year. Because guess what? It ain't gonna be your year. Something gonna happen, some drama gonna break loose, and it ain't gonna be your year because America's team is for entertainment purposes only.
Jerry Jones run that organization like how Vince McMahon runs WWE. Like it's not, it ain't for winning football. That's, you know what? And I don't even. I'm not a Cowboys fan. Not a bad. I want to ask y'all something. The Cowboys free agency always flops, and the thing about it, Dallas is not a bad city to live in. Dallas has some of the best food. Dallas have some of the best things and entertainments around there. Mm-hmm. So if you're a free agent in the NFL, and it's a state with no in-state taxes, so if you're a free agent trying to go over there, the only thing that's holding you back is Jerry Jones. Think about that for a second. Mm-hmm. If the only thing is holding you back from signing a deal with the Cowboys is Jerry Jones, think about that. Because at the end of the day, I don't feel bad for Cowboys fans. A little bit I do, because they want to win. Cowboy fans want to see a good product.
Yeah, they want to see a championship, and I ain't mad at them.
But they don't. They're not gonna get that with Jerry, because Jerry doesn't do the right thing. Jerry does what he think is the best thing, no matter. And he knows it's the wrong thing. He does the best thing he feels, and even though it's not the right thing, pay the players.
Man, Jerry act exactly like Leonardo DiCaprio on Django.
He act like Donald Trump. Right. That's why they call it Jerry's World. They don't even call the beautiful AT&T Stadium. You have very few folks that say, I'm going to AT&T Stadium. If you talk to folks when they show up to Dallas, and I've been inside, I've had a tour of AT&T Stadium from the guy who runs AT&T Stadium, because he used to work for Tulane. Bruh, that they call it Jerry's World. They don't call it AT&T Stadium. Where you going for the game? Well, we headed to Jerry's World for the game. It's Jerry's World. And that's the problem right there. And Jerry has branded that thing to be Jerry's World, Jerry's Cowboys. They not the Dallas Cowboys. They Jerry Jones's Cowboys. That's who they are. They just happen to be in Dallas. And let me tell you something. And as long as Jerry Jones keep on filling up the stadium and people are there, regardless win, lose, or draw, because Cowboy fans are like Steeler fans. We don't care win, lose, or draw. We there. But Jerry, you're gonna have to start winning, baby. I'm like Denzel Washington. You ain't been to the dance in a minute, and guess what? The fans are starting to say, when are we gonna show back up to winning? Y'all too busy trying to entertain. It's a difference between a winning team and an entertaining team. That part.
So I have a very interesting subject, because I was arguing sports last night with the guy who stayed down the street from me. His team is actually the Titans, right? So I said, hey,
he needs to tighten up.
Right? So he's talking about how Cam Ward is great and how Cam Ward is from Miami, and that's a whole nother argument. But I'm bringing it to you guys because I like to hear your opinions. Now, don't call me bitter. Don't call me petty. So he asked me what's my team, and I said, oh, the only perfect team that ever existed. So he said, get the hell out of here. I said, nah, it's the only perfect team that ever existed. I said, no matter if a team win a Super Bowl right now for the next 50 years, they still will want what we have. So he said, nah, it doesn't make sense. I said, you trying to tell me if this year, and I'm just using the Eagles, if the Eagles go 16-1 and they win the Super Bowl, you trying to tell me that they wouldn't prefer an undefeated season over that one game that they lost? Did I say something factual? Do you think?
Oh,
do you guys think that I'm just talking crap?
That's facts. Okay. That's facts. Because if you go undefeated, that means not only did you beat everybody in the season and in the playoffs, you won the Super Bowl too. And guess what? There's only one team that ever did that. And at the present moment, they stand on the hill, and you got to give the Dolphins, and you got to give Dan Marino and them Dolphins they props. And especially back then, because back then they played football. They knocked your head clean off. Clean off. It wasn't no Tata, wasn't no flag here. The quarterback got punished. He got punished. Oh boy, they were making bets in the back room if you hit them hard enough and take them out. Man, they were trying to take people out back in them days.
Yep, they had a whole hit list. Whole hit list.
Come on.
Yes.
I don't think we'll ever see it again though. I think the Dolphins, that was 14 games, right?
No, they went 17-0.
Yeah. It was 17-0?
Yeah, 17-0.
Never mind. I'm going to say, because now it's like people resting and they're not even.
I mean, I think the closest people that got to it was Brady and the Brady Bunch. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Brady was
the Giants, or I think, the Giants stopped them from going undefeated in the Super Bowl with Cruz.
That one catch, that famous
with the helmet catch,
that famous catch, man. So
I was cheering for when David Tyree caught the ball, because we was like, I never was watching the game in the living room with my pops and moms. We hate the Patriots. We can't stand Tom Brady. And when he threw that ball up, we was like, man, that's game. And that man David Tyree came down with the ball to his helmet, and we like. We're like, hold on. The whole living room got excited.
This thing for to take a turn for the worse.
Yeah.
So speaking of which, the NFL, we got pregame season. Since your man a Titan fan, he definitely gonna be on NFL Network tonight because the Titans are tightening it up and making their way to the ATL. And the Chiefs are playing the Seahawks. And let me just give you a few games on Saturday. One of the games I'll be paying very close attention to on Saturday will be, of course, my Steelers hosting the Broncos to Cupid, the Dance Party King. Your Broncos are about to get their ass towed up in preseason. And I don't want to hear it's preseason because they're going to come to Pittsburgh and we're going to tear that ass up. The Colts are hosting the Packers. The Eagles are hosting the Browns. Of course, everybody's talking about doing the injury. That's interesting enough.
Do you think he's hurt, Joe?
I do. And if he was smart, I don't think they just faking and jaking and saying that. I think what they need to do is once again make sure that his health is number one priority, because guess what, Shedeur, you're going to be all right. You don't.
I believe he's going to be all right. I don't think he's actually hurt. I think it's a political move to say, okay, you good. You don't need to play no more. You already made the team. Some way, somehow, we're going to put you on this team.
And we're going to find, because Marcus Allen, and I saved this comment because Marcus said, does what Jerry is doing put bodies in the seats? Well, we'll find out preseason, because the Cowboys are taking on the Ravens. And let me say this, they're not really starting. If you notice, the preseason is really getting us back into the football mood, getting us buying merchandise. Preseason football has become us buying merchandise, getting us back in the mood, and tryouts for anybody who's really trying to make the team.
Exactly.
That is exactly what preseason football has turned out to. It's not like the old school preseason football.
And it's funny you say that, because I just made a bet with my pops. I made a bet I think it was last Saturday or Sunday, probably Monday, and he was like, man, I bet you that the Steelers are going to play their starters and the Rams. I was like, nah, I'm going to take it. The Rams don't play no starters in preseason. We signed extra bodies for this reason here. You're not going to see a starter at all. Now, I don't know what to say about your Steelers. He was like, bet me. Called me yesterday, go, Jalen Ramsey not playing, Aaron Rodgers not playing.
Right.
This is what they do.
Pops, unfortunately, Pops is thinking like Pops and I would think. I think you and your father and I are close to the same age. How old is your dad?
60.
Okay, he's 2 years older than me. Okay, your dad's 2 years. So we're around the same age. And yeah, back in our days, preseason, when we were your age, preseason, you were going to see the starters, because preseason was really just you wanted to see how the starters function with that starting line. You wanted to put the starters in with the starter line. They don't do that no more, because let's just be honest. Football has got to be such a business of investment. You're not going to put your investment out there and they rupture Achilles. You're not going to put your investment out there and they get an injury that takes them out for the whole season, because you still got to pay. It's in the contract now. An injury doesn't mean you ain't got to pay. So now you still got to pay, and you ain't got that star player out there doing what you paid them to do. They getting paid as they recuperate, and it's all about money. And Marcus said something that he said the NFL is real competition when college football starts. Yeah, college football starts next weekend. Next weekend.
Y'all.
Yeah, with the SWAC MEAC Challenge. College football starts next weekend. That is week 0. Week 0 starts next weekend. And let me tell you something. And folks can say what they want to. They can say, it's just the SWAC and the MEAC. Let me tell you something. That some of the greatest players who have ever played football came from the SWAC. Period.
Joe.
You can like it. You can like it, leave it, love it. You can sit around there and talk all that noise you want to talk to. Some of the greatest players who ever played football. When I say football, I ain't talking about today's football. I ain't talking about Tata football. I ain't talking about, baby, I might just touch your football. I can't hit them that hard. They're going to throw a flag football. No.
We talk about roughing the passer football, huh?
Right. We talking about I knocked the stuffing out you, and that was a good hit.
Joe, I've been practicing. Joe.
What you practicing for?
Hey,
they gonna sing that song.
Yep.
Hey, Elijah, they gonna sing that song so much, bruh, that there's gonna come a time that you gonna be mad because you're gonna wake up at night, hitting your bed, going, damn, that song in my head.
So how do you guys how do you think it ends? How do you think this Pearson and Jerry Jones situation ends?
I think Mike gone. I think if Mike stands his ground, Mike is gone. Let me say why. Because here's what Mike needs to do for Michael Parsons. He needs to do this for Michael Parsons and everybody who comes after Michael Parsons. Michael has to be the Rosa Parks of football in Dallas now. And what he's got to do is he can't give up his seat. He got to say, man, I ain't saying nothing. I told you what it was. And then day one, he got to show Jerry Jones, Jerry, I've already insulated myself and I'm good. And not play. And make Jerry have to come back and say, wait a minute, man, you not playing? No, I'm not playing because you ain't paying. I ain't playing because you're not paying. But we have a contract. The hell with that contract. You know I'm worth more than that. Franchise me, man. Franchise me. If you ain't franchising me, hold it. Better yet, if you ain't gonna franchise me, do what I asked you to do when I said what I said. Trade me. And you got to understand something. We keep on talking about Michael Parsons. Y'all better pay attention to who Michael Parsons' agent is. That dude there is something serious. And I promise you, I forgot his name.
Dave, something like that.
Something. But even when all them guys yesterday on First Take and on ESPN and on Fox Sports were talking, they all said the same thing. I don't know if Jerry gonna win this one. You might be having other teams, i.e., my team was brought up yesterday that Jerry might wind up seeing Michael Parsons in the Steelers uniform, or he might see Michael Parsons in a uniform of a team that could take. They said Michael Parsons might go somewhere just where he can take Jerry's Cowboys out. They said, "Hey, you better pay attention. Pay attention."
I hope they do and bring it to LA. I hope they bring, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I see Jerry Jones. I see Jerry Jones getting his deal done. I think Jerry Jones is just blowing smoke because he did it with
entertaining y'all. Cowboys are for entertainment purposes only. That's what the Cowboys
are. He did it with Emmitt Smith. He did it with Dak a little bit. He did it like the Cowboys are gonna get the bricks beat off him probably week 1 and week 2, probably just week 1, and he's gonna be like, well, we got to pay Micah because our team, because he is the best player on that team. There's no lie about it. And they're going to know if he wants to win games and continue to put people in them seats, he's going to have to sign Micah. And I think that Micah is going to be the highest paid defensive player probably after week 1. Now, with that being said, I don't know how long it's going to be, how long this deal is going to be. I think if I'm Micah, I'm signing a short deal. I'm signing a short deal, but making sure my money's guaranteed, like probably a 3-year deal.
Well, Micah took a step. And he took a step like Colin Kaepernick. I think Micah needs to have the mindset of the brother that you was talking about 2 weeks ago, Elijah, from Who Dat Nation, New Orleans, who said, "Now I'm fit to stay because the way that they treat me. I don't care about the money. I'll offer more money and stuff like that."
Camara.
Yeah. I think he wants to hold on to his integrity. So if Micah is trying to stand up for his integrity, his character, his respect, and who he is as a man, then I think he need to go where he's respected at and where they really care about him and care about his future. So I don't see him actually staying in Dallas, but if he do stay in Dallas, I think he's gone probably before middle of the season. He's going to be gone before the trade deadline. Well, if that was me, I would want him gone. And
I'm
I think
curious. I'm curious with his agent, Brother Bowtie, because once again, Micah made it clear: trade me, pay me. He didn't really say pay me or trade me. The moment they said they wasn't going to franchise him and pay him, he said
he
trade me.
said trade me.
He
Yeah.
didn't come back and say pay me and franchise me. He said no, trade me. I don't want to be here. It's hard once you say something like that for you even to bring cohesion in the locker. Because once again, these are professional players, man. So, you know, there's a camaraderie amongst professional players. And you in that locker room and you looking at Micah and you like, Micah really don't want to be here. So mind you, every time he missed a tackle, every time he could have got a sack and don't get a sack, you might be asking yourself, did he really, is this really what happened? Or really he just don't want to be here and it's showing on the field? Bro, that's hard to digest. I think Micah will either get what he needs to get, and if he does, he need to play a hell of a play. But if he don't, I really think that the moment he said, I got to go, folks need to go and step up to the bat and make some offers and see can they get him.
I just think that, and don't get me wrong, I want the best for Micah. I mean, I think he deserved to be somewhere where they're contending, but it just gives me like a Myles Garrett situation. Myles Garrett was talking all this noise, trade me. Then they said, here you go, buddy. Here you go. Became the biggest, highest defensive player of the year, paid player in the NFL. He stayed right in Cleveland. I don't know if Cleveland's going anywhere, but at the end of the day, that money fixed it. And it's not like Micah Parsons came out his mouth and said, I hate the Dallas Cowboys. I hate my teammates. He loved his teammates. And I think he likes the organization. I just don't think he likes how the business is constructed.
No, he don't like the organization now.
Now, hold on. I agree. I agree. I agree with Elijah. I believe he likes the organization. My biggest issue is, once again, like you said, and then if you look at some of the former Cowboy players, you know, who are commentators, they all tell you, because they were in that. Hold it. One commentator, I forgot his name. He said, "Man, I was in Dallas, and we were all like, man, we should be winning championships, but we can't do this, we can't do that because of Jerry. First year he leaves the Cowboys, whatever team he went to, he won a championship." It's not that the players in Dallas don't want to win. It's the front office is too busy doing this for entertainment purposes only. Jerry, sit your ass in the office and get a coach who can coach and let him coach. Right. And stop coming down to the sidelines like you the coach.
Well, Jerry got other titles though. He's the owner, he's the coach, he's the the agent, everything.
And get your heads off everything.
He's the therapist. Get
your heads off everything, man. Mm-hmm. Listen, if I had Jerry Jones money, I'd be kicked back making more money. Because in all earnestness, as much as I hate the Cowboys should have by now put together another Super Bowl champion team. Instead, you done seen Kansas City and the Patriots run ruckshot through the NFL. You done seen the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Hell, you done seen the Saints win a Super Bowl. You mean y'all talk bad about the Saints, but the Saints don't win a Super Bowl. Man, come on. Even your number one nemesis, because the nemesis to the Cowboys always used to be the Pittsburgh Steelers. Hell, the Steelers don't win a Super Bowl. Y'all ain't won a Super Bowl since the Steelers. Come on, man. Come on, man. Y'all for entertainment purposes only. Go ahead and get out there and sing them songs. Get your good vocalist people out there. Talking about they got their boots on the ground and talking about we steal them boys. Go ahead and get somebody behind a microphone talking about they steal them boys. Guess what they are? They for entertainment purposes only. I said it.
That's it.
I said it. That's what they are. And I don't care who they got. Listen, people out here, look, congratulations to all the people from the local areas in Tennessee, in Florida, in Louisiana that play in the NFL. My man talked about they got a coach from UL. I don't care if they got the Toon Squad coaching and playing. Guess what? They still for entertainment purposes only. That's what the Cowboys are. They
What,
can
what
have
you
the
say?
they can
What you
have the
say?
two,
They can have Coach Boone from Tennessee Titans.
bro. They can have Coach Boone for
remember the
all I
Titans.
care. Strong side, weak side. I don't give a damn who they got. They for entertainment purposes only. As long as Jerry Jones keep doing what he's doing, they can have the Toon Squad. They can hold it. They could have literally the Coyote and Roadrunner setting all kind of traps on the field. I don't care. They for entertainment purposes only. And they ain't going to see a championship. And this ain't their year. So go ahead and start talking that noise now where mid-season I can hear y'all go, well, at least we beat something. Man, I don't want to hear that because y'all ain't them boys.
Yeah.
Y'all ain't them boys.
Yeah, well, we play them once every 4 years. So we beat them last year. So we ain't going to play the Cowboys no more for another 3 years. But you know what's crazy, though?
Were they the boys when they showed up and play? Did y'all play them in Florida or did y'all play them?
Yeah, we played them in Miami.
And they want them boys. That's
Nah,
the point. They ain't them boys.
Yeah, they for sure was them. They for sure them girls.
Okay, them cow. That's right. Y'all might put
What's crazy is
let's
that
put
same
the
week I had
cheerleaders
a
out there and
video.
see if we get a better game. We might get a better game after Dallas Cowgirls out the cheerleaders. Let's put them on the field and see can they play.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe they should have kept Michael Smith at the wall But I just think that I don't know. I don't see nothing good coming out of Dallas until Jerry kicked the bucket. And I really don't want to wish death on no one, but
he ain't gonna kick the bucket, bro. Hey, have you been watching Alien?
Well, he got to go one.
No,
Joe, he got to go.
Look, he probably on that serum like on Alien Earth.
Now, if he lasts another 30 years, Joe, guess what? That's 30 more years we have the right to talk shit about Dallas Cowboys because they're not going to win no seed.
Man, they might find a way to transfer Jerry's conscience into a younger Jerry. Hell, Jerry might be here forever. At the end of the day, Dallas, y'all need to have a sign. Need to have an airplane flying over the city. Cowboys are for entertainment purposes only. Period. Y'all need to have a sign lit up at AT&T Stadium. When you come in here, this is for entertainment purposes only. Because we ain't winning no Super Bowl. Ain't happening. We ain't going to no Super Bowl. Hold it. When's the last time they went to the playoffs? Hold it. Since we talking noise, hold up. Since somebody gonna be on here, you can't talk about my Cowboys. I can tell you when the Steelers last went to the playoffs.
Yeah, I think
Cowboys,
they went. I'm gonna be quiet because my Dolphins ain't going. Like
I want to say either like 2022 or 2023.
But no, they didn't go to. I don't think Dallas. Last time Dallas went to the playoffs, I think it was Dez Bryant's second or third year.
No, they went 2022 or 2023.
Hold on.
With Diggs, right?
Yeah.
Hold it. When was the last time they made the last time they made the playoffs was in 2023, and they lost to the Green Bay Packers in the wild card round.
Yeah.
In 2023,
they had Diggs, I believe. Yeah.
In 2023, and they lost to the Green Bay Packers and Aaron Rodgers, who is now Pittsburgh Steelers.
Discount double check.
I'm just saying that's what they love. Look, man, them boys, man, they ain't them boys. They just ain't them boys.
Yo, you don't like them, man. I think you don't like them, Joe.
He ain't the only one. He ain't the only one.
Hold it. And let me sadden you. I'm probably the only person in here that's got a first cousin who played for them boys.
No, I'm gonna be real with you. I have a first cousin that played with them right now.
Okay.
Never met him. It's my mom's side of the family. Never. My mom and them that was hanging out with him. They went to when he got drafted.
Well, you don't need to meet him, Elijah.
I tried to get him on the pod, but I just never met him. Like we grew up around the same people. He had a barber. I had the same. Well, I kind of was my barber in and out. He's my mom's side, like my mom cousin on my mom's side. I never met the guy. His name Tyler Booker, the guard.
Okay.
Never met him. Never seen him. But they was going. My dad was at his camps.
Well, if you ever meet him, Elijah, you gotta give him some wisdom. Say, you can be doing something better with your life. I don't care. Just don't play for. Just don't play for.
Tell him we claim you. Tell him we claim you. Welcome back to the barbecue as soon as you get traded.
Yeah, and you want to speak life into him. Tell him continue his NFL career, but not with that team. He could be doing something better with his life.
Matter of fact, last year he came to Tennessee. He had to play because he played at Alabama. I tried to see. I went to I came here because I was visiting. I was trying to meet up with them then, but they soon after the game was over, they took off.
Oh yeah. Let me tell you about them Crimson Tides. Them boys don't hang around. If you ain't Alabama media, if you ain't mainstream media, you ain't gonna get nowhere close to them Alabama boys. Them boys came to do business. After business is conducted, they getting the hell on up out of there. And let me see, they did beat Tennessee last year, right? They did.
Tennessee
They did.
won.
Oh, that's right. Tennessee won. Was that the one? No, that was the year before that when we took the goalpost all the way down to the Tennessee River.
2022.
Right. That's that. I knew it. Hey, listen, let me tell you, that's the biggest rivalry in the SEC. That's one of the oldest rivalries in the SEC. Is Alabama and Tennessee. Y'all keep on trying to make Alabama LSU a rivalry, which it is because of Nick Saban. But long time before that, it was that Big Orange could not stand that Crimson Tide, and we still don't. We still say Fold Tide, because that's what they do.
I seen that. I asked fans about that because I'm like, how is Alabama more of a rivalry than like a Florida or Georgia? Like, those are like right here. Like they're literally right there. You see them. Well, you see Alabama every year, but like they're literally right here. And it was on the east side along with y'all before they got rid of the SEC East and SEC West. So like, how are they not rivalries?
Alabama and Tennessee are the oldest rivalry.
Old school rivalry.
Where do they play at?
They used to play. They used to switch up. They used to one year in Neyland, 1 year in Tuscaloosa. They used to switch up. Man, it used to be ugly. I mean, in my young days,
I'm a Gator fan, but the Gators when they play the Georgia Bulldogs, that's our biggest rivalry.
Yeah.
They don't play at now one of the stadiums.
There's only one team.
Right?
It's only one team
because of so much of the violence that occurred in the past.
Right. There's only two teams that y'all hate more than y'all hate Georgia. That's these guys.
Mm-hmm.
And that's them.
Now we hate actually, Joe, we hate where you at too. We hate LS Boo.
That's all right. Y'all come on this year.
Yeah, we hate LS Boo with a passion.
Hey, we can go ahead and make the bet now. If we playing y'all, we having Gator Gumbo. We having
Gator
Gumbo
crazy?
This year.
They play here.
Shout out to Terrell Miguel. He's the owner of Rex Barbecue. But he actually was on the LSU championship team when they beat Tim Tebow. But he's a good friend of mine. It's like we bet every year, Joe. Like, and it's so crazy. I know within.
Do we play Florida at Death Valley, or do we play them in the swamp? What we playing this year?
Oh, you were playing in the swamp this year.
No, they played the swamp last year. I thought, did they?
Hold on. Let's find this.
Let me double check.
Yeah, you double check. I think you coming to the place where we call seismic activity when we win games. I think you about to look, bro. Last person we worried about is one Billy Napier. Is Napier your coach? Huh? Where they playing at?
They come here September 13th.
Yeah. Y'all coming to the Valley with Napier. Napier already scared of the Valley, man. Come on, man.
That's the third game of the season.
Hold it. Trouble. That's
we ain't running about it.
Okay.
Legs ain't gonna give away.
Okay, all right. You heard of frog legs? We gonna be having gator legs. Okay, let's go.
But I know my good friend Terrell Miguel. I know this month, if not this month, probably this week, he probably gonna text me and say, "Boy, what we betting? Where we at?" Every year, there's been a ritual every since he left college football.
15 minutes past the hour. We came in a little late this morning because I overslept. Let me raise my hand. I overslept. Man, that bed was good to me. We overslept. So we're going to hang around a little bit longer. Elijah, you're welcome to hang with us. It must be done warmed up in the house a little bit now. I see you through the finest. Okay, that's good. So we were talking
I have a question since Elijah on here. So I posed a question yesterday on my Facebook. And I got probably like 9 inbox messages. Nobody didn't want to comment, and I guess because they didn't want people from their school to look at them crazy or whatever. But my question is, why do HBCUs suffer or lack support when it comes to NIL deals? Now, the first comment that was made, one person said, "Oh, the alumni don't give back and stuff like that, so we can't do NIL deals." So I said, this is the first comment, which the first comment was deleted. So I replied, I rebutted, and I said, I call bullshit. I said, because when Dion was at Jackson State, they reformed that whole damn community, and Dion's son and Travis Hunter both had NIL deals at JSU. So we support what we want to support. But I guess if it's not popular, if it's not popping, then it's not going on. But I promise you this, in my mindset, I didn't say this on my because it didn't get a lot of comments. I think it only have 2 comments. But I guarantee you, if Michael Vick or Sean or any one of these NFL players end up getting some first round, I mean not first round, national number 1 picks, I guarantee they'll get an NIL deal.
Well, I think hold on. Now, let me say this. NIL deals sometimes it has to do with the city that you're in too. Because I can say this for Southern University, which is in the same city of LSU, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. A lot of the NIL deals are not as big as the LSU NIL deals, but however, they do get NIL deals in at Southern. To be exact, Southern, I have come to find out, and with the way some of these attorneys, because you got to understand, an NIL deal is an NIL deal. It's just some NIL deals are bigger than others. You know, you have attorneys that even in the city that I live in, which is Lafayette, Louisiana, the 5th largest city in Louisiana, home of the Raging Cajuns. Some of the Raging Cajuns have NIL deals with attorneys and different corporations in the city. They're just not big NIL deals. They're not those multi-million-dollar deals like Shador had, or like other players will have who play for the LSUs, the Floridas, the Georgias, the Ohio States, the USCs, the Oregons, because those type guys, they now getting deals with Powerade and Gatorade, and those deals now are the deals that are on the table that were not available before NIL and the legalities of NIL came into play. At the end of the day, their NIL deals going on all over the place. They're just not huge NIL deals. And watch this, though.
But
and they're not huge. They're not huge to us. To a player who's not getting nothing, if you score a $5,000, $10,000, or a $25,000 NIL deal, if you score, maybe let's just say that you score as a college student, freshman, sophomore, junior, or senior, you score $5,000 NIL deals. That's $25,000. Let me tell you something. For a kid playing ball, getting an extra $25K at any school, that's good money. That's good money, in my opinion.
I personally think that I'm gonna head out. I think that, like you said, it is smaller NIL deals out there, but we're not gonna see a big one until that person got a strong following. Like Shador and Travis had a strong following. It's a what did you do for me lately? Like Powerade isn't gonna come and give an HBCU guy a deal and he got like 2,000 followers. Like, how is that benefiting them? You know what I'm saying? So they got to find somebody who's going to either take their brand to the next level or keep it here or take it there. Like, and it's nothing against HBCU players. I think they have talents there. It's just that they're not marketed in a way where they could be that next face of a Gatorade, Powerade, Adidas, whatever. Because at the end of the day, like most of those guys are coming in with small followings, and we don't even know much about them because of the way how things are marketed. So if they had a bigger marketing, like I said, with Travis Hunter and Shador, that's easy market. Like that's easy. Like I'm like, if I'm Nike, I'm like, oh, they go to HBCU. They could be the first HBCU, and they got over 200,000 followers. Yeah, they could benefit. We could benefit off of that. So it really come down to who, like your followers. Like if you have a lot of followers and you have that, and then we could give you a NIL deal because you're going to make our business go up just as much as you're going to make yourself go up. So that's all it comes down to for me. It's just the followers.
Good point. Good point. Elijah, I know you probably got to get up out of here, man. So let me let you give us some closing words and be gone, my friend. Be gone.
First off, I want to say thankful. I'm very thankful for this podcast. I love coming up here in the mornings. I know I was a little sleepy this morning, just like you, Joe. I was like, man, I don't know about getting up this bed. But thankful to get up, talk to you guys, talked about sports or whatever else topics to go around. Also, with the Fitz Take, I appreciate you guys liking, sharing, subscribing to the channel. we just want to say thank you on behalf of Jamarcus and myself. Just go back and keep watching it. Now, with that being said, football season is here. I am soup, like so soup. I got Jamboree tonight, and then next Friday is high school football season, and the Friday after that will kick off Tennessee season. So it's like when that comes tonight, I know when I smell that grass, bro, I'm gonna be like pumped. Like I'm gonna be on another level of being pumped. But I just want to say thank y'all. And again, it's Friday. Enjoy the day. Get ready, get healthy if you need to get healthy, and enjoy the weekend because that 5 days of that long work week is over with. Now just enjoy the weekend, enjoy yourself.
Thank you, Elijah. Don't forget to catch him on the Fitz Take, man, and subscribe to the Fitz Take because they be doing it and doing it big. Elijah Nixon with sports. We'll catch you next week, brother, if the Lord say the same. Be good, my friend.
All right, bro.
So we back.
Joe. So back to how the conversation started, man. Just morning with this podcast on DC. I don't know if you heard, but like 3 or 4 days ago, the commander for the National Guard for DC, I guess he said a statement as if like it was useless for us to deploy National Guard, stuff like that. So Trump is trying to change him and put a new commander in chief for commander over the National Guard for DC area. But from my understanding, there's a crash because Trump doesn't have full
that
control
authority.
of.
Right,
Yeah,
you don't have that authority. He don't have
the mayor of mayor does.
The mayor, because since the District of the Columbia is a district, the person who is in control, who really controls the National Guard in that district is the mayor, just like the governor controls it in our individual states. This is why, let me go back to this, and I want to say this, and I'm glad that you went there. It's 23 minutes past the hour. So from now until 8 o'clock, and I will be on till 8 o'clock because I was going to do a special broadcast after I got off this, but I'm not going to. We need to talk about voting and you understanding the following. You have to know when you're voting for a thing, what benefit does the thing you're voting for have for the city, yourself, and the community when you vote for it, or why is it not good for us? It's either A or B. Y'all got to stop taking your feelings of I don't like a person or the person who put this up to be vote. I don't like them, so I don't even want to hear it. People you don't like may put up good legislation that might be the best thing for the community, for you, your family, your children, and everybody. But you can't be so caught up in I don't like a person and say I'm voting no because they put it out there, because you got to study what is it that they put out there and understand how it benefits or doesn't benefit you and your community. Then vote. I don't care who.
It goes back to what I said the other day, Joe. When these commissioners or these mayors or these people come running, hey, show us your business plan. And even if you don't want to show up with 400 or 500 pamphlets of your business plan or what you got planned while you in the seat for 4 or 5 years, give us a link that we could go in for when you do come talk to us in our city or our churches or our schools or whatnot. We can ask some questions because we don't agree with what's on your business plans. But I don't think we really how they set it up most of the time is someone who got greased and they be like, oh, we're gonna allow, I just use you for name. We're gonna allow Commissioner Joe Dupree to come in and talk for 15 to 10 minutes, and then you talk and then nobody have the right to ask you questions. So there's oftentimes they have it rigged up. But I think we need to put these people running for politicians or running for seats, put them in a seat where people have a right to ask questions to say, hey, we disagree with this. What's wrong with this? Or why are we getting why are we even discussing the 25% tax cut? So these are some of the things that we need to put in position. Like we need to see your business plan, your plan for the city or your plan for the state, your plan for the district while you're running. And I think that's something that we could do overall, like just nationwide. I'm not even saying in the Black community, whether you're in a white community, Hispanic community. Hey, before you talk about running, give us your business plan. How the hell you plan on improving this city, this
how do you
county,
plan
this
on
state?
helping this community? How do you plan on helping us? Because understand, you can live in the same city, live in different communities, and have different needs. I'm gonna say that again. Listen, and stop being so. Listen, there have been Republican, conservative individuals who have brought good legislation that I have supported because the legislation was good. Okay, I'm not a Republican. I'm not very much into the conservative party, but that doesn't mean they can't bring up good legislation. That's y'all problem. Y'all so caught up in your feelings about some folks can't do this. Listen, good is good regardless who it came from. Y'all problem is y'all negate the message because y'all mad at the messenger. Y'all got to stop that right now. Like I said, I'm going to bring this up because I was going to do a whole different podcast, but I'm going to do it on this podcast. 27 minutes past the hour. Tomorrow in Opelousas, Louisiana, they are voting on a 1% sales tax that had been on the books for 50 years. It fell off, I think, in at the beginning of June, and they're trying to get it back on the books because a mistake was made by the administration, who should be held accountable for that mistake in any shape, form, or fashion. It fell off. Now they're trying to bring it back. So there are folks out there opposing this 1% sales tax because they're saying the people who are in office are mismanaging funds. The people who are in office is doing this, doing that. They're lying. They're doing this. Well, you have an opportunity every 2 or 4 years to vote the proper people in office. But why would you even? And then one of the biggest critics is a white guy named Derek Como. I personally do not know Derek Como. I do not. So let me say that clearly. I personally do not know this man. I personally have never sit down and had a conversation with this man. And all I know is some of the stuff I've seen on social media. I know that the man used to work for Lafayette Parish School System, and because of alleged, and I don't know was it true or not true because I don't know the whole story, but they dismissed him for supposedly mishandling students, talking bad to students, mainly black and brown students. Okay. Second, I did hear an audio of him using the N-word gratuitously. And I hate to tell you this, and I am terribly upset with any African American. I don't care who you are, how educated you are, how uneducated you are. If you're black and you tolerate a person non-black using the N-word in any type of phrase, any type of content, any type of manner, I got a problem with you. Because eventually you are really caught up in the Willie Lynch syndrome. You are really good with master. You good with master. You good with master. And I said what I said. Because at the end of the day, guess what? I don't use, if I was caught right now and I was raised in a city for the longest, I was the only chip in the cookie. But if I used any type of negative, derogatory word toward Caucasian people, because there are some words out there. I'm from Tennessee. I know the words. It's the H word and the C word, and I ain't going to use those words.
And it's the new W word.
Right. Hold it. And listen, if I said that and somebody recorded me and played it back to one of my white friends back home, guess what they would say? I'm appalled. That ain't the Joe I know. And guess what? They would probably call me and check me directly. Man, why did you say that? Why did you say that? Is that how you really feel? But they would not come on social media defending me. They would not come on social media talking about, yeah, that's my friend. I don't know. That's no, I don't care. The moment that I get put out there like that, they're going to call me and say, man, what's wrong? I thought we were good. But eventually you feel a different way. Eventually you done got around some folks and you done changed your way of thinking about us as a people. I have nothing bad. It kills me. It kills me. Then here's the thing. What benefits him telling y'all not to vote? See, sometimes y'all got to ask yourself, why is this man so hard on advocating that we don't vote and he don't even live in the city? See, mind you, people might ask that about me. Well, why are you so hard up for them to vote for it? Well, first of all, I work in that city and I do understand that it's 25% of the operating budget of the city. And I'm in law enforcement in that city. And guess what I understand? That city right now, which is one of the safest cities in this region. And if you take the last 2 year stats, test me on it. Call me right now. Put the last 2 year FBI stats together and you'll see Opelousas is one of the safest cities in this region with shootings, murders, and all crimes. However, The 3 years before these last 2 years, that place was the Wild Wild West. And FBI stats are normally given on a 5 or 6 year basis. So if you combine all those bad numbers with the good numbers, you'll see that the bad numbers are still winning. It takes time out for those bad numbers to wash out. But no,
So,
folks,
Joe,
talk to me, brother.
man, did you see the new ICE trucks? Donald Trump and his little administration team, they created new vehicles for in specific the ICE department.
Hey,
And the trucks,
listen,
every truck has his name on it.
listen, y'all got to pay attention. Listen, family, when I tell you, and that's why voting is important, because once again, you put people in office not because they're the best person to be in office, and you don't vote for the issue because it is the right thing to. Listen, I ran into a sister who told me, I've already early voted. I said, yes, ma'am. She said, I voted no. I said, oh, okay. I said, why? She said, because I was lied to. She said, I wish I could go back and change my vote right now. She said, because now that I have more. See, y'all let these people sensationalize y'all. Y'all let these people glamorize y'all. And y'all did you read it?
It's too late.
Baby, that's why folk be asking me, man, I ain't seen you in church in a while. What's going on? Baby, I'm reading it for myself because I'm coming to learn something. That if I stand before the man today, if today is my last day, if when I get off of here, I don't come back no more. If I'm standing in glory tomorrow, guess what? I got to answer for myself. I can't say, well, the pastor said, guess what he going to tell me? Did you read it for yourself?
It's
See,
too
that's
late,
your problem. Right. Listen, y'all got to get engaged, get informed, and stop going with these folks. Facts over feelings. Too many of y'all in y'all feelings. That's the reason why y'all move the way y'all move. Y'all in y'all feelings. Y'all in I might speak passionately. I might come across like I'm in my feelings, but trust me, I have read all the facts. I have compared it.
This remind me, Joe, of the statement that you just made. The black people in South Florida in particular, we did our best. When I say we did our best, man, we did our best to try to tell these Spanish people not to vote for Trump. Man, those Spanish people, they ain't listen to us. Now they getting deported. We been quiet. One got nothing to say. We looking at our next door neighbor like, damn, look at Jose. He gone. Well, at least I got some free mangoes. But they didn't want to listen, Joe. They didn't want to listen. Not that they didn't want to listen, but they didn't do their own due diligence to try to investigate and try to see what this person's actual plans. Like, it's no secret that Donald Trump was talking about building a wall, and he had an issue with immigration. He had an issue with these things while he was running for presidency. He was letting you know what was some of his top issues that he had a problem with. So now you just like shocked that y'all getting deported, whether you're Venezuelan, Cuban, Puerto Rican. Well, we can't deport Puerto Ricans, but Guatemalan. Like now you're shocked, but he told you guys.
Right.
You didn't do your own. You didn't do your own due diligence. Like the young lady, I don't know her, and I'm not here to argue with her and disrespect any kind of way. But she could have did her due diligence, and she's is this really beneficial? Like 25%. I'm not in Opelousas, but 25% from any operation in any city, 5% is bad.
But 25. Hold on, Bowtie. If I right now came to you and said, brother, look, man, what I got to do, hold it. If I called you right now and said, hey, man, I can't do this podcast no more because I lost 25% of my income, guess what Bowtie gonna say? Man, I hate hearing that, but I understand why we can't do the podcast. 25%. If you right now ask yourself, Mr. and Mrs. viewing this podcast right now, if right now, okay, especially my folks that are on government assistance, let me go there. Because we got people who are on government assistance that are talking about, I can't stand the person in the office. I can't stand this. I can't stand that. Take, vote no. Okay. Let's say that tomorrow they take 25% of your government assistance. Let's say they do that. See, because, okay, I done seen folks jumping on bragging about they got money, they got friends, they got family. No, we ain't talking about what you got. We ain't talking about who you connected. See, it's different between what you got and who you connected to. No, that's who you connected to. You connected to your friends, your family, your man, and all this. The question is what you got. What checks are you got? What checks do you get? in your name. If those checks get cut by 25%, what you gonna do? See, and guess what? Sometimes saying who you got in your corner, you come to find out that those folks are really just in your circle. They ain't in your corner. Now, if they are in your corner, God bless you. I ring the bell for you. But guess what? I've always discovered, and I'm thankful I was raised by a man who told me don't depend on nobody's son but your damn self. Make sure that the checks that get cut got your name on it.
As they say on fences, make sure I do right by you. Make sure they do right about you.
Hold on for 1 second. I gotta take this
like
call. Well, I thought I was getting ready to take the call. Hold on. At the end of the day, brother, you got to pay attention. You got to pay attention. Pay attention. And once again, let me say this. I'm not telling you how to vote, who to vote for. I'm telling you this. Get engaged, get involved, get yourself together, and go vote. And yes, I'm emphasizing because I work in this municipality. I work with good people in law enforcement. And guess what? If 25% of that budget gets cut, there are going to be layoffs. There's going to be good people from that community that will get laid off. And guess what? The last thing you need, let me tell you, 2 things that you don't want to have happen in any city is not to have a good fire department and not have a good police department. Them 2 things will get you in more trouble than anything else because the fire folks keep your fire rating at a certain place. And guess what? The last thing you need is your home, especially in Louisiana. You do not need your homeowner's insurance to go up because you might lose on the back end. You might lose on the front end, but you're definitely going to lose on the back end. Because let me say this. So folks say, well, I don't own a house. I ain't worried about homeowner's insurance. Okay. If you're renting a house, the person who owns the house worries about homeowner's insurance. And let the mortgage go up on that house, your rent gonna go up. I bet you that. I bet you that.
And there's rent insurance too.
Right. It's going to trickle down. But y'all are so caught up in the poverty mindset. You got to think about more than what you're thinking about. I got to take this call. Keep talking, Bowtie.
Yeah, got you. Say no more. Yeah, so I want to discuss and I want to talk today about something quite simple. Today, speaking life into your dreams. I hope you guys have the time and the energy, whatever you dream, whatever you want to do. I hope you have the opportunity today and the time to speak life into it, become better into the individual that you dream of becoming. So speak life into your dream. Also, to go back on the things of that me and Joe is currently talking about dealing with the National Guard being deployed in Washington, D.C. I think his name is Hegseth. Hegseth. He actually said, I think it was 3 or 4 days ago, that the National Guard won't be involved in law enforcement, but their job there is to actually just show a presence of power and to actually try to steer some people free or put fear in some people, whatnot. But I don't think this going to play out, and I don't think this going to play out good for a lot of people. I don't think it's going to play out for DC or the citizens of DC. And I meant like the government of DC, like the mayor, the police department. I think eventually everybody would crash and it would turn very, 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 very bad and very ugly for us real soon. But um, I wonder how it would turn out though. But I just see it turning bad because some of the videos that have been leaked and some of the videos that people have been talking about, it's not looking too good because you already have young men already challenging the National Guard, so
Right.
I don't think that Donald Trump fear tactic that he's trying to use with the National Guard, I don't think it's going to work because some people they're willing to die for their freedom or their cause. But that's just my take on it.
Brother Bowtie, you brought up something that's, and it's funny because the call I had to take, I knew I had to take that call. Listen, family, you got to ask yourself, in the totality of everything, is this making stuff better? Listen to me. Listen what I'm about to say. It is foolish, in my opinion, to take away resources from anybody or anything, especially when it's black and brown folks. It is foolish. It is foolish. I've seen too many times us, and then people want to question why this, why that. what made me laugh in my research last night, and I had to do some heavy research, and like I said, I was going to do a whole live by myself, and I may do it. I may stay on here when Bowtie gets off and continue this conversation with y'all. It ceases to amaze me how I saw pictures of folks with certain folks at a certain season. It seemed like from the comments I was seeing in those pictures, everybody was buddy. But I believe what this thing says right here. See, I read this. See, I don't listen to just folk talking to me about it. I read it for myself. And in here, it has a scripture that says, everybody who start with you may not end with you. Said that there might be people who smiling in your face in the beginning, and them same folks that say, Hosanna, Hosanna, may in the last day say, crucify him, crucify him.
Mm-hmm. They might become Peter.
You got to pay attention to folks who smiling in your face today, because they might be the chief advocates against you tomorrow. You got to watch how many Judases you got in your camp, because you got them. You got them. If he had them, you sure got them. So family, get informed for yourself. I don't need, listen, Derek Como, I do not know Derek Como. If Derek called me today and said, Joe, let's sit down and talk, I would definitely sit down and talk to him. I would ask him some serious questions, and I would listen to what he had to say. But until he answers to me, hey man, I'm going to play this recording of you using the N-word. Explain to me why you felt like you had the right to use that word. And to me, there is no good answer. There is no, man, these people pulled in front of me and I was mad. So you going to call them niggas?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's how you feel. Hold it. Wait a minute. And don't you hold it. Opelousas, Louisiana is 70-some% African American. Don't you have rent houses that you rent to black people in Opelousas? So let me ask you, how you feel about them when they upset you? If your tenants upset you, since supposedly I did this because somebody pulled in front of me, if your tenants accept you, do all of a sudden you forget that they're your tenants and they become niggas? Yeah, I got questions. And guess what? I ain't scared to sit down with you, Derek Como. And my number is running across the bottom of the screen. You or your cronies, anybody can call me and say you want to sit down and talk to me. I'm willing to sit down and talk and listen to anybody. I'll sit there and listen until I'm tired of listening, and I'll let you say everything you need to say. But when I ask my questions, don't try to shuck and jive me, baby. Because I'll sit there and give you all the respect in the world, but you're gonna answer my questions too. Because at the end of the day, I'm all about what's right for the greater good of the people, and I don't have to be right. I don't have to be right. I want what's right for the people. I've always been for the people, about the people, and with the people. And hold it. I own this platform. I pay for it. Oh, you can, hey, baby, you can background check me all you want to. What you're going to come to find out is I've always been out here grinding all my life. So at the end of the day, family, I'm just saying this. And then to my people, to my black and brown people, let me tell you something. Y'all need a Django in your life. Because too many of y'all are Stevens and Stevenettes, and y'all in love with Candyland, but you need a Django in your life. Because my favorite scene in Django was when Django caught up with them brothers. And he said, do you know who these people are? They the Smothers Brothers or whatever he called them. And he got that whip. He got that whip standing up there in that mighty fine purple uniform. I think it was purple, blue, whatever it was.
Blue, yeah.
Hey, and he commenced to saying, y'all been whooping on us. For breaking eggs. No, baby. It's time that you get it back. Django
Safer brothers.
Y'all need a Django in your life, baby. But see, the problem of it is y'all can't get Django in your life because too many of y'all Steven and Stevenette, y'all in love with Candy. So what y'all do is run back to Candy. And guess what? If the man your friend, he your friend. I respect people who stick with their friend, but I'm going to check my friend if they use the N-word. Let one of my white friends use the N-word. There's no content that one of my white friends can use the N-word that they don't get a direct call from me saying the following. What the fuck wrong with you calling people niggas? And they're going to get it just like that with no hesitation.
Joe, I got a conversation that I want to get into.
Let's get it. It's 14 minutes to the top of the hour. Let's go.
Yeah, this conversation might be a little odd because I don't know, but you're a father as well. But I know the issue that's at stake. You work for them, so I assume
Talk
that
to
you
me.
see. I
Talk to
assume
me.
you seen the video of the young man in Jacksonville, Florida, that got punched in the face by the deputies, and then they pull him out the car and they beat him up.
I
And
haven't seen it. I haven't seen it.
okay, so let me put this video into perspective. So a young man got stopped. And
Okay.
the young man, he was complying most of the time, but the police officers was very aggressive. You could tell they just want to be aggressive. So they asked for his ID. He gave his ID, and then they told him to wind his window down, stop winding his window up. But he just had his window cracked. He didn't have it all the way down. He didn't have it all the way up. He had his AC on pretty much. But regardless, the police officer kept like, jugging at him. So eventually, police officer told him, "Get out the car." And then he's like, "That's not how you talk to me." And then police officer literally punched the car window, broke the window, punched the
Mm,
guy in the face, and then they told him to start reaching. He put his hands up, said, "I don't have nothing. There's nothing in his car." So they snatched him out the car, and one of the police officers said he's reaching for a knife, but he didn't have a knife. And they pulled him out the car and they beat him up. This is the most interesting thing. These are two things that, well, all the whole situation was bad. One, that was bad. Then next, black police chief got on national television and said that the young man just wanted attention. He intentionally recorded the video to make the police department look bad. So,
mm.
uh,
Well, let me stop. Let me say my little 2 cents because I haven't seen the video.
got you.
But let me say this. Though I didn't see the video, to me, if you are a law enforcement officer, and I'm not a street law enforcement officer, I do not do traffic stops. I do not pull people over. That's not what I do in law enforcement.
Mhm.
With my brothers who are out there and sisters that are on the street, I know that's the most dangerous job. And what folks don't know, statistically, an officer will lose their life pulling somebody over quicker than anything else. However, our job is to protect and serve. Where I work at, we have a saying, we serve through protection. And the main thing that you need to be concerned about is the service part. Is the service part. You need to be concerned about the service part. Um, you need to know that you're there as a servant to the people. Oh yeah, you got a gun, you got a taser, you got spray, you got the law behind you. But when you pull all these garments off, you're still a citizen of the same place that you are serving other citizens. You just, in my opinion, when you take on the mantle of being a law enforcement officer, you say you're going to be safe tonight because I'm going to do everything in my power to make it safe for you. I shouldn't be the reason you're sitting around worried about being terrorized. I should be your safety blanket. I should be, in my humble opinion, as a law enforcement officer, I should be what that blanket was to Elijah when Elijah came on. He said, "It's cold in here. I need something to keep me warm. I need something to make me feel good." You should feel, but unfortunately, when it comes to law enforcement, and this is not everybody, but yes, we have some bad apples. And here's the bad thing: bad people put on honorable uniforms every day. And that doesn't change that they're still bad people. There are people who put on priest uniforms that are pedophiles. Them having on a priest uniform don't change that they trying to sleep with these little kids.
Mm-hmm.
That priest, if anything, they stain and soil and desecrate those honorable uniforms because they put their filthy self in them. And then people start thinking that all priests are like that, or all cops are bad because of incidents where police officers go above and break the law themselves by not treating citizens as they would want to be treated if they would get pulled over and stopped. I ask myself this all the time. If that's your mama, your wife, your sister, your daughter, would you want them to be pulled over and talked to like that?
Mm.
That's how I do it. Now, once
And
again,
you know the sad part about the situation, Joe.
mm,
Being Crump became the guy representative. I guess he tried to go after the police department.
uh-huh.
And it said the state of Florida prosecutors had cleared all the officers of charge, and there was 4 white officers and 1 black officer. They cleared him of charges because they said that he was reaching. But he was only reaching, and they played this video several times in Miami. I assume they didn't make the national news, but they told him to get out the car, but he had on a seatbelt. So the only way for him to get out the car
See, he
was
had
for
to
him to take
undo.
off the seatbelt.
He had to take off the seatbelt. You know, I don't know the situation. I feel I just have to say it from the statement you made, and once again, I have to see that statement being
Mhm.
said. But to me, if you're doing your job as a law enforcement officer and you're doing it correctly, I don't care who videos me. I could care
Mhm.
less because what I do is legal and it's moral and it doesn't dishonor my agency. Hold it. Wait a minute. Let me get to the first person that don't dishonor. I'm not going to do anything to dishonor myself, my
Mm.
mama, my daddy, who have went to heaven, who took on the responsibility of raising me. I'm not going to dishonor my God. And then I'm not going to dishonor the honorable oath I took to protect and serve. You can film me all day long. It don't bother me. Film me all day long because I'm not going to do anything to dishonor my
Yeah.
community, myself, or my people. I'm going to do it right and I'm going to do it legally. Now, here's the thing. Understand, in some situations, y'all know we dealing with some menaces. Y'all know
Mhm.
it. Y'all know. Here's how I know y'all know it. Because it always ceases to amaze me how some folk will always talk about how the cops are until the menace gets jumped on or the
Mhm.
menace gets shot. Then that same mama who always on live talking about, look how the police did my baby. First person on live talking about the police should have got here sooner. If they had got here sooner, my baby still be breathing.
Mhm.
Okay,
But
wait a
your
minute.
baby was out here terrorizing the whole
You
community
wasn't
for
saying that when
years.
your right. You wasn't saying that when your baby was shooting up the block.
Mhm.
So we just, in my humble opinion, and we're getting ready to get out of here. 7 minutes till, in all of this, family. Once again, and I post this constantly on my page. Pay attention. Pay attention, and start asking yourself, what does it benefit this person to be so engaged in this situation if they don't live in the town? You got to ask yourself, man, they really into this thing not to be a resident of this area. What does this benefit them if this goes left or right? And then start realizing that a lot of folks have hidden agendas and they don't want to tell you that. That's what they don't want to talk about. They don't want to talk about the money that's being passed around behind the microphone and these social media cameras. They don't want to talk about that, but they want to talk about dirty politicians. Well, you dirty too.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Hold it. Last time I read in this book, there's only one person that walks through this world with no sin.
Mm.
Everybody else does something. So you walking around trying to act like you crystal clean and squeaky clean. No, we all make mistakes. And those mistakes are sometimes sinful mistakes. We all sin and fall short of the glory of God. So who am I to judge? However,
My
I
daddy,
am.
my daddy used to say, "Oh, you look clean on the outside. I just don't know how dirty your drawers is."
Come on, hold on. However, let me say this real clear. I understand the following, that folk need to know this. Listen to what I'm about to say. None of us are perfect, but we all got one vote
Mm.
because our ancestors made sure we all got one vote. Go exercise your right to vote and vote how you know your heart and your conscience tell you to vote because you studied the issue you voting on. I don't need nobody. My best friend could come in here and tell me I need you to vote this way on this. I need to read it for myself and have an understanding. If I vote yes, this is what my yes vote will do. If I vote no, this is what my no vote will do. Because if I die today and stand before God and God say, you know that yes, no vote is what's going to keep you in the hell of heaven.
Mhm.
Guess what? I can't sit there and say, well, the reason I voted was because my friend told me to do so. Because guess what God gonna tell me? Well, where your friend at now to answer where you going?
Yeah.
That part. It is 4 minutes to the top of the hour. Family, I'm sorry on this Freedom and Fun Friday. I overslept. But Brother Bowtie, who is a real brother, I love you, Scholar, reached out and made sure that I woke up because he knew I would hear that phone ring. And I called him back and I said, man, I overslept, but I'm getting on right now. So family, I apologize. Thank you, Brother Elijah, for coming on. Let me make an announcement right now. I'm not sure next week, Tuesday, because I have a training class in Texas. We may do the road show or we may do a best of on Tuesday. So I'll let my people know Monday at the end of the show what we're going to do. But we will be back Monday for another hashtag Truth Be Told JD Live. Listen, family, voting is going on in the city of Opelousas, Louisiana tomorrow for a 1% sales tax. If you haven't voted, I encourage you to exercise your right and go vote. I also encourage you to vote yes on the sales tax. I'm not a citizen. I cannot vote. But if I could vote and I was in the area, I would vote yes. Because regardless of who's in office, which every 2 or 4 years, I have the right and the option to vote who I want in or vote who I want out, I still wouldn't cripple a city and take away 25% of its revenue because I'm mad at the folks that are sitting in the seat. That guess what? If you look at pictures and hear statements, some of the folks who right now against those folks in the seat are the same people that help get them people in those seats. Understand, everybody in your circle ain't in your corner. That's what I got to say. Brother Bowtie, give me some closing words and let's get up out of here, man.
Got you. My closing words are simple, as I said earlier. Today, speak life into your dreams. Whatever your dream will become, it's time for you to go back, revisit, and have a conversation with yourself and speak life to it to become exactly what your dream has been. I'm Brother Bowtie. Follow me at everything Bowtie Untitled on my personal page, Antonio Colt. If you wish to support me, go to www.brothersbowties.com. Thank you guys and have a nice day.
That is my brother, man. I don't care what nobody say. I love that man right there down in MIA. Listen, be better today than you were yesterday and do something today to bless somebody in some way that no matter what you do, there's no earthly way that they could ever pay you back because you gave it, you released it freely. Always remember that there is no secret what God can do, what he has done for others, he willingly can do for you. For when God is with you, no one or nothing can stand against you. So let me say this again, very slow and very clear. If anybody out there watches this podcast, or if anybody sees this broadcast, Derek Como, you're welcome to call me. My number is 225-250-8770. You would like to sit down and have a conversation, a civil conversation about why you're standing in the position that you stand in with the issues that you stand on. I'm more than happy to listen. I have a few questions for you myself. And maybe then we could have a clear understanding, or you're welcome to come on any one of my podcasts and speak on it yourself. That's fine. Reach out for me. I don't throw rocks and hide my hand. Never have, never will. Anybody else who would like to mention my name in any type of social media platform, feel free to. You're welcome to call me too. Let's have a conversation because I'm all about communication, conversation. I'm all about collaboration over competition. Let's talk about it, as Brother Bowtie said, where we can get a better understanding of why you see it your way and why I see it mine. Y'all have a blessed day, a great weekend. Hashtag Truth Be Told JD Live. I'm up out of here. Y'all be blessed. Peace.